I'm with Mary Arthur, the candidate, Plaid Cymru candidate for MP for the next general election when it arrives. Mary, welcome first and foremost.
Thank you.
What are the main local focuses behind your campaign to become the MP for Llanelli? What do you think should be a top priority?
Well, in line with Plaid Cymru, I'm looking to make sure that we have a people's vote so that we remain in the European Union, because for the more deprived areas in Wales, I think it'll be detrimental to our economy if we leave. The economy is a big interest of mine, as is the environment. So those are two areas that go hand in hand for me, and I think are part of the story of making us a stronger economy based on strong environmental principles.
You are very vocal about the people's vote, the second referendum, the Leave vote, and 57% for Llanelli on a near 70% turnout voted to leave. The majority of Wales voted for parties committed to delivering the referendum in 2017. The Brexit Party won EU elections in Wales. So where does that leave you then? Because let's just say even that we do get that second vote and the people then again vote to leave and want out, essentially you're sort of going against the tide and against the will of the people.
Well, I think it depends on how much information the people have before we go back out to another vote. I think the first time it was a ridiculous scenario. It shouldn't have happened. We weren't given any information as to what leaving meant. We still don't know. So it does depend on if people have the right information to make a decision and they vote to leave, then we will leave. I still won't be for it, but there's nothing I can do to stand against it, because I don't believe there is any deal we can have that will be as good as the deal we have now. And I think Wales, being the most deprived nation in the UK, will be worse off. And even though it might be a consensus that we're better off out of the European Union, if I believe that, I would be for it as well. But if I didn't believe it, then my gut and my heart is to make sure that the people of Wales are in the best position they can be.
But you're talking of Wales. You won't be representing the people of Wales as such. Your party may, but you're standing for election for Llanelli. EU funding. What has EU funding done for Llanelli that you can say has made a substantial impact? And again, the people of Llanelli have voted to leave. So if we can just focus on Llanelli in general.
Yes, so we've had a massive amount of European funding come into Llanelli in lots of different ways for infrastructure projects. A lot of the third sector funding that we have that goes into Llanelli and Carmarthenshire comes from the European Union. It might come through the Welsh Government or other sources. It's from Europe. So it kind of touches every bit of our society. So in terms of the funding that we have right now, we need to protect. And there's an opportunity for us to be clever about how we work with that in the future. So the reason I talk about Wales more is because the reason I decided to stand after the Brexit vote was because I looked at our local politicians and how they voted to protect us, to protect Llanelli and to protect Wales. And our Llanelli MP turned out more to vote for Scottish issues than Welsh. So I was worried when it came to an issue of national importance that we had no one to protect us and to put the voice of Llanelli and of Wales on the English platform in Westminster.
We've spoken to Gwenora Jones recently, the former MP for Carmarthen, and he's sort of pointing out, and I think quite rightly so, that Plaid Cymru seem to have had an obsession with the flag and the independence and the Welsh language, and haven't really got a grip on the political climate and what needs to be done. And in fact, he's suggesting almost that they need to sort of get far more cooperative and far more involved with the Welsh government per se, instead of this sort of fighting over nationhood, independence, the Welsh language and so on. Would you agree that you need to sort of get on with it and focus more on the economy, focus more on, if we just take Llanelli, jobs for people, employment, education, the health service and so on?
I think that's what we are doing. So I do disagree with that. I think we are focused on doing. Even the recent decision yesterday on backing down in Brecon and Radnorshire to let the pro-European option, sort of have a 50% better chance. So we're not splitting votes, shows that we're putting Wales and the people of Wales before our own party politics. We're the party of the people in Wales. And for me, it's about protecting those people and our environment and our jobs. And I do believe we are doing party more than any other party out there. I think in terms of the Welsh Assembly, we are the voice that tries to get things pushed through. The deal we've had, a lot of the things that we
Carry on, sorry.
a lot of the areas that we had with Labour as part of our deal 2 or 3 years ago, we've made sure has happened. So we don't put the language ahead of things. I don't agree with that, because we feel we represent all people in Wales. So whatever language, whatever nationality, whatever